Good morning. Welcome to Maritime English course. So now we are on our week 10. And for today, we will tackle about English numbers, okay? Or simply numbers. So as we all know, we have what we call a whole number. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So these are the basic numbers, right? So here, so we have to um, know the proper spelling or the proper pronunciation of these numbers. So first, we're going to start in a zero. So zero is usually like I'm making uh, like an oval shape, right? So, how do we write a zero in a number or a word number form? So, first, it starts with the letter Z. Okay, Z, E, R, O. Zero. Okay? Another number here is the number 1. So, simply draw a line from top to bottom. And then, the number word starts with letter O and E. So, 1. O and E. 1. So, next number is we have number 2. So, it write like this. Letter T, W, O. 2. T, W, O. So, it pronounced like a silent W, like 2. We have here now the number 3. It's like I'm making or connecting two semicircle. So 3 spell like T, H, R, E, E. So 3. So we have here double letters. So it pronounced like a long E. So 3. So next number that we have here is 4. So this is how you write number 4. And then the number words, so this is the word. Number word starts with letter F, O, U, R. 4. So this time, when you pronounce it, it's silent U. So it's 4. So now we have number 5. So we have here 5. So of course, starts with letter F, I, V, E. 5. Next number is number 6. So S-I-X. 6. S-I-X. 6, 7. So we have here 7. S E V E N. 7. 7. 8. So how do we write the number 8? So EIGHT. 8. So it's like pronouncing only this first and second letter and the last letter. So 8. Another number here that we have is number 9. So the number word 9 starts with letter N, I, N, E. 9. Here, another one is number 10. So the easiest one, it pronounced also same as pronunciation and the spelling. So T-E-N, 10. So here, 11. So we have double number 1. So 11 starts with letter E. So E, L, E, V, E, N. 11. So 11. So next number is 12. 12. So how do we write the number word 12? It's T W E L V E. 12. So we have here number 13. So here we have T H I R T E E N. 13. So here another long E. So we pronounce this as a long E. Silent H, 13. 1 and 3. 13. Next number we have here is number 14. So we have 1 and 4. And if we will write it in a word, it's F O U R T E E N. 14. Okay, next number. So we have here now the 15. So in 15, we change the spelling, right? So we change the V to F. So it's F-I-F-T-E-E-N. 15. It's not 5, but we make it 15. Another number here is number 16. So we have, how do we write the word number 16? So we have here Sixteen. 16. Another here that we have is number 17. So again, the spelling of 7, like Seven, followed by the T-E-E-N. 17. So next number that we have is number 18. So we just copy or write the spelling of number 8, but we don't need to double the letter E. Or double the letter T for the word teen. So it's just connecting these two words. Like E, I, G, H, T, and then followed by E, E, N. So 18. So again, we pronounce it like 18. So we don't, it's like G and H is like silent word. Another number is 19. So we have N, I, N, E, T, E, E, N. So, again, 19. So long E again. So this time we have here 20. So 20, how do we write? It's like T, it starts with letter T, W, E, N, T, T, Y. So 20. So when you're pronouncing this 20, it should be, you're hearing those, each letter. So 20. So it seems, it's just the same also when it becomes, the number is 21. You just have to connect next to the word 20, and then write the followed number, like 21, 22, 23, and so on and so on. So this time we have here 30. So earlier we have 1, 3. So that one spelled like 13 or pronounced like 13 with a long E. So this one with a 30, it pronounced like 30. So it's like Y is pronouncing like I. So 30. So there's no long E anymore. So how do we write 30 in a number word? So it starts with letter T, H, I, R, T, Y. 30. Same again, same also with the 31, 32, 33, and 34, and so on and so on. So next number is 40. So 40. So 40, 40, we write it as a four, starts with the letter F, O, R, T, Y. So this time, no letter U. So remember, when you write the number 4, it's F, O, U, R. This time, we remove the letter U. It's F, O, R, T, Y. 40. So next is 50. So I have here, so F, I, F, T, Y. So 50. This is the number word, 50. Next number is 60. So simply the spelling of 6, it's S, I, X, T, Y. So 60. So next number. So we have here the word 70. So how do we write it in a number word? It's 7. It starts with S, E, V, E, N, T, and Y. So 70. So how do we write a number word for this? So we have here number 80. So we just change um, we just change like from the 18 also, we change it the TY, the last part. So how in number word, it starts also again with letter E, I, G, H, T, and Y. So 80. So next number that we have here is the number 90. So it's N-I-N-E-T and Y. 90. And lastly, the number that we have is 100. So how do we spell the hundreds? So hundred spells like H, it starts with the letter H, U, N, D, R, E, D, 100. So if you have, this is 100. So we just have, of course, the word number 1 first. Then, same as the other number like 300s, 400s, and 500s, and so on. You just have to put uh, the number word first, then followed by the 100 word number. So here, so we tackled about the whole number, right? So we know that these numbers, like our earlier topic, is what we call whole number. And this number, the whole number, is also called a cardinal number. So how are we going to use it in a sentence? So I have here some example to use or how to use those cardinal numbers. So first I have here our example, like we are on a vacation for 3 days. So I read 2 books today. My mother bought me 4 pairs of new socks. I can eat 6 slices of pizza. He already collect 50 antique vases. I can make 10,000 steps a day. So we have here 3, 2, 4, 6, 50, and 10,000. So those are what we call the cardinal numbers. So if we have cardinal numbers, we also have what we call ordinal numbers. So these ordinal numbers is used for a location, a long period of time, or something uh, specific location like this. Um, Instead of saying one, we have here first. Another one is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th. So as you can see here, from 4 to 10th, they're all ending with TH. So the first is ST, second is ND, and third is RD. So ordinal numbers usually indicate position or order in sequence. So we use this ordinal numbers. So here, how do we use it in a sentence? So I have here example like, she's living in the third floor. My birthday is on 15th of January. He won first place. He stopped by in a 34th Avenue Street for a coffee. So it's a location. So it's telling us the specific location. I will pay the bill first thing in the morning. That restaurant starts since 19th century. So here we have the third, fifth, first, 34th, another first, and then the 19th. So these are the ordinal numbers. So, so again, ordinal numbers is used to specify the position of a something within a sequence or a list, while the cardinal numbers is represent the quantity or amount. That's why we use only 1, 2, and so on. So next, so we have here another topic. So it's just a simple about time. So as we all know, we measure the time in seconds, minutes, and hours. So in a one day, we have a total of 24 hours, right? While in an hour, in 1 hour, there's a total of 60 minutes. And in 1 minute, there's a 60 seconds. So how are we going to read the time or writing it in an English form or English language? So first, we can determine the time here for the whole day. So we have morning, afternoon, and nighttime, right? So how do we indicate which one is morning, which one is afternoon? and which one is the evening. So, when we were going to base in our clock, so 12:01 in the midnight. So that's the starts of the morning. So we use AM for morning. So it says here that starting from 12:01 AM until 11:59 AM is what we call the morning time. So it's the morning time. So we use AM. So now during the lunch, diba, we have from 12 o'clock PM or 12 noon. So that's the start of the afternoon. So until the 1800s or 6 p.m. So 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So here, if you're going to use the 24 hours time, the 6 p.m. is right like 1800s. And then followed by the PM for stands for afternoon or evening. Then from 1801 to 22 or 10 o'clock in the evening is what we consider the nighttime or the evening. So here. So 1801 to 22. 22 is 10 o'clock in the evening. And the rest, starting 12:01 p.m. until 24 or 12 midnight is what we call the midnight and another part of the evening. So here, so we use the 24 hours time to represent the afternoon and evening part of the time. So here in our time, how do we tell the minutes during or in our clock, right? So we simply skip counting by 5. So meaning the number 1 here in our clock, it's already stands for 5 minutes. While 2 is for 10 minutes. 3 is for 15 minutes. 4, so we have 4 is for 20 minutes. We also have 5 for 25 minutes. 6 is for the half of the hour or also the 30 minutes. 7 is for 35 minutes. 8 is for 40 minutes. 9 is for 45. 10 is for 50 minutes. 11 is for 55 minutes. And 12 is for 60 minutes or an hour. So we just simply skip counting by 5. Like 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on and so on until we reach the 60 minutes or the 1 hour time. So here, like this one, I have here some pictures of clock. So the picture shows us the 8 o'clock because the short hand is pointing in 8, while the long hand is pointing on number 12. So we say that this is 8 o'clock or 8 a.m. can be, or in the afternoon or evening, or 8 p.m. So here, I have some examples of clock. So we can determine the time, the proper time, and let's see how to write it properly in uh, words. So first, I have here 6 o'clock. So as you can see here, I have here the word number 6 followed by the O clock, O apostrophe clock. So it represents as 6 a.m. or 18 p.m. So I use a 24 hours time to indicate that this is for p.m. or evening time or afternoon time. Another one here is we have 2 o'clock. So again, number words of 2 and then the o'clock. So it indicates for 2 o'clock because it's pointing on a number 12. So we write this as 2 o'clock a.m. here, 2:00 a.m. Or if it's in the afternoon, you can use, you can write like this, like 14:00 p.m. Another one here is, for our example, it's a 7 o'clock. So we have here 7. So remember the spelling of number word 7. SEVEN. Then o'clock. So this is how we write in words. Then you can write also like 7:00 a.m. if it's in the morning, or 19:00 if it's in the evening time. So these both indicate 7 o'clock. Another time here that we have, for example, is this. We have 11 o'clock. So first, as you can see, we have here the words. How do we write it in words? And then 11:00 a.m. if it's in the morning, and 23:00 p.m. if it's in the evening time. So here, we have 3 o'clock. So 3, again, THREE. So 3 o'clock. So we write 3:00 a.m. or 15:00 p.m. So this is 15. This also stands for 3, for 3 p.m. So here, the other clock shows us it's 5 o'clock. So here is the words. Words of 5 o'clock. So we put it in a 5:00 a.m. and then 17. So 17 stands for 5 o'clock. So 1700 p.m. So here. So this time, our long hands or the clock long hands is now pointing on number 6. And the short hands is pointing on number 11. So what do you think is the time here? So on our screen, it shows us, or the clocks is telling us the time of 11:30 a.m. if it's in the morning, or 23:30 if it's in the evening. And the other way of saying, if someone asks you, what time is it, and the time is 11:30, you can say that it's half past after 11. So, half past after. Okay? Half past, because it's already past the 11 o'clock. Then after 11. So here, another one. What do you think is the time? So it shows ours. The time in the screen shows is it's 4:30 a.m. or 16:30 p.m. The other way of saying it is it's half past after 4 because the hour time is 4. So half past. So here, another half past time. So the clock shows the time. It's 9:30. So 9:30 a.m. or 21:30 p.m. if it's in the evening time. So again, other way of saying it is it's half past after 9. Half past after 9. So it's same, or it's just the same of telling us that the time is 9:30. So this time it's different. It's not half past because the long hands of the clock is now pointing on number 9. So what do you think is the clock telling us the time? So what 9? So here it says here it's 12:45. So 12. Remember, it skip counting by 5. So when we skip 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. So 9 stands for 45. So it's 12:45. Or other way of saying it is it's quarter to 1. So soon it will be it because the long hand it will go to 12 later on, right? So it says here 12:45 or quarter to 1. So here, another time example. So this time it's 4:45 a.m. if it's in the morning, or 4:45 or 16:45 p.m. if it's in the afternoon. So you can say also that it is 4:45, because here, quarter. Because if you're going to divide the clock into four, so we have four quarters, right? So soon, this long hand, it will go also to the 12, and it will become 5 o'clock. So it's 4:45. So there will be 15 minutes left before 5. So here, another one. The clock shows us here it's 7:45 a.m. or 7:45 p.m., or you can write also like 19:45 p.m. So you can say also it's a 7:45. So here, we have here another example of quarter. So this time, it's 11:45. So the clock shows us it's 11:45 a.m. or 23:45 if it's in the 24-hour time. It can be also 11:45 p.m. or simply saying it's a 11:45. So this time it's a different time. So it shows us here now that the short hands is pointing on number 1, while the long hands of the clock is pointing on number 3. So if we're going to read the time that given us, it says here that the time is 1:15 a.m. or 13:15 p.m. if it's in the afternoon. And the other term, when someone asking you what is the time today or what is the time now, you can say it's 1:15. So when you say quarter, it's 15 minutes past from 1 o'clock. So I have here also another example. So the hour hand of the clock is pointing now on 6. So this is quarter past 6, or simply 6:15 a.m. if it's in the morning, or 18:15 p.m. if it's in the afternoon. So yeah, another time that we have here is 10:15 a.m. or quarter past 10. Okay? So, it's 15 minutes past from 10 o'clock. So, it is 10:15 a.m. or 22:15 p.m. So, this time, we have here quarter past 8. So, it's 8:15 a.m. if it's in the morning, and then 20:15 or 8:15 p.m. if it's in the evening time. So we have here, the time is showing us it's 8 o'clock, right? So it is 8:15 a.m. and then 20:15 p.m. if it's in the evening time. So here, another time example that we have here is showing us that the time in the clock is 5:15 a.m. or 15:17 p.m. So other way of saying this is it's quarter past 5. So we have here now is what we call the day. So here, days of the week. So we usually starts our week with the days of, uh, in the calendar we start on Sunday, right? So but here our days of the week. So in English form or English term, we have here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, it's silent D. Okay? So it's read as Wednesday, Thursday, And then we have Friday. And then the weekend also Saturday and Sunday. Okay? Again, the days of the weeks that we have is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and lastly, the Sunday. So, remember the preposition of time. So, since we are talking about the time, so we will have a short recap um, for our preposition. So, so we have here the preposition at. So, how are we going to use the preposition at properly? So it says here that we usually use it with clock times or meal times. For example, I get up at 6:30 a.m. and go for a run. So here, we have here our preposition at because it tells us exactly the time. So here, it says here it's 6:30 a.m. Another one here is she doesn't like to leave the office at lunchtime. So mealtime or during the days. So we have here at, this our preposition, and then it talks about or modifies the lunchtime. So preposition of time is also used, or we also use at with some specific phrases such as the weekend and at night. For this example, at the weekend. So it tell us exactly, right? At the weekend, I can spend the days how I like. Okay? So here, our preposition is in the first sentence. So we have here another preposition. It's called our preposition of time in. So remember the in. So we usually use in with parts of the day and longer periods of time, such as months, seasons, and years. So I have here example. I usually relax in the evening. So here we have the preposition in. Another one is in summer. So it tells us the season. So in summer, it's too hot to do anything. Another example is I'm always really busy in December. So here. So we use in, a preposition in, uh if we will pointing out about months, season, or along or parts of the day. So we have in the evening, in summer, and in December. Okay, the last preposition that we have is what we call a preposition on. So we use the preposition of time on if it's with days
or dates. Exactly, it's a specific days or dates. Like this one. On Fridays, I have a long lunch. So we have there the um, on Friday. So it tell us exactly the day. Okay? And the last example that we have is it's his birthday on 19th October. So or October 19th. So as long as it tells us exactly the dates, we will going to use the preposition on. So here again, our preposition of time at for specific time, giving this specific time in for day parts of the day, months, seasons, and years. And last preposition is that the preposition on. So on is for using if you will want to specify the specific days and dates. Okay? That will be our topic for today. It's about um numbers and how to write or pronounce properly the numbers, also the time, other way of saying time. I hope you remember how to use it the quarter to, quarter past, or half past after, and that's it. Okay. Okay, that will be for today. And thank you for your listening.